Hey Guild, this is Nazrak. Thought I'd give you a heads up. I'm pushing deep into Sector 5 now, and I thought I'd just give you an update. I'm starting to run into stamina issues in Sector 5, or else I think I'd be able to push through. Things are going a lot easier ever since the overpower, and I will show you here. Ever since I figured out that the overpower was tending to be the big issue that I was running into. So for instance, I was trying to figure out what was going on in Sector 2. Well, if we start taking a look at these nodes, modifier was like overpowered 3, got through that one, overpowered 2, overpowered 4. Pretty much every node I ran across on 2 was overpowered. And I think I was running similar to that in Sector 1. So 3, 4, 2, 1, 3. And so remember, when it's at 3, it's already 60% faster. They're hitting with 60% more offense, life. It just seems like they've been sprinkling on overpowered quite heavily. So once I started getting into Sector 4, I started looking for that. So you can start seeing the nodes. I had to go for 3 there, but I'm starting to hit 2s. That one again, I had no choice. I just had to go through it. But the over prepared, I starting to duck. So I actually even found that going through Steadfast Retribution was almost easier than going through an overpowered 4. But I've gotten this far into Sector 5, and as you can see, I'm past the halfway mark. I've got 4 more nodes, hit this minefield of discs and scavengers, and then I'm right there with hello there. I can show you that with the stamina issues, I had to start turning around, even though I was burning crystals, start turning around and start cleaning up some of the sectors. So in Sector 1, I went back. I'm actually going to go and finish off the bounty hunters because I'm already 8 out of 14, just because I had spare energy. Just need to go here and finish off 2 stars, but I've gotten all the feats done. Sector 2 is a linchpin sector, just because it has the zombie here. So there is so many things that you can pile into with Sector 2. First off, with the feats, you have things that are such as defeat 40 units, or blind 40 times, or potency down 40 times, or gain 100 buffs. These are not win conditions, they're just things that you have to do. So if you plan it out correctly, you can clean those up through there. The rebel fighters, once you clear out everybody but the spirit and the zombie, you can pretty much put it on basic, and this is a 1 battle type of feat. If you tie it with putting in Chupio and slide him in there, he can use his blind at the same time, so you can take out both of these pretty much in the same feat. Potency requires Yoda, so you're gonna have to do some real stretching in order to get that to work. And plus, if Yoda kills on the hit, potency down does not take effect, so I'm gonna have to do that over again. 100 buffs, that's pretty easy to do within the mix. You're probably gonna have that done before you even get to the boss. But on top of that, I went back and I put in Jedi Master Luke. I'm using Jedi Master Luke for a lot of things. If you don't have Jedi Master Luke, he makes things so much easier in a lot of the conquests. But I put Jedi Master Luke, I put in Oda, and then I also put in General Kenobi, just basically so I could go back into Sector 2 with the boss, clear out everybody but the spirit and the zombie. And then I put in the 2, I put in Cat, and then I also put in Jedi Training Rey. But you could put any of the unaligned force users here. And I'll just show you them off here. I used Cat and I used Jedi Training Ray. If I was thinking about it, I would have probably used Jedi Training Ray and Ray Scavenger, because both of those can do offense up or get the offense up bonus. So you could go and get your global feats started here at least. You probably wouldn't be able to finish them, but get you going for the 500 times. I was able to finish this one's own path in one battle, just because after you cleared them out, I kept using Jedi Master Luke's ability to go and pass the turn over to a light side ally, which both Cat and Jedi Training Ray were. Do it with other ones, and I'm pretty sure you can find another way of getting a combination of passing turns, such as using Jolie. Jolie can pass turn. You could probably use Kenobi. You could use, just to do his strike, the ability to have everybody hit. You could also use Hoda and give the Jedi training to both of them, and just those two, and just keep killing zombie over and over again. There's lots of ways of doing that. So also that would get you well on your way to grand victory. So you could pile a lot into that sector 2. Do not overlook that one. Another thing is I found the frenzy consumable, so initial frenzy tech, and I was able to clear a ton of things all in a couple of battles. So I went with the frenzy tech, which gives you, or the frenzy consumable. And something to remember, it says it has a duration of 2. The duration only gets counted if you complete the battle. So if you go through there and you time out, guess what? It does not consume the consumable for a turn. So if you go through, find that you're not going to win, or you don't want to win, just time out. And you can just do that over and over and over again. So for me, with the frenzy tech, let that run. I'd go, probably have 5 minutes left, and I just let the time run out. That would give me 5 of the frenzies. Do it again, 4 battles. That feat's done just right there. So I tied that in with the ability to stun and then evasion down. So the squad that I used, and you can get more creative with this, the squad that I used was Bosk as a lead. So he was also doing frenzy. I used Zam with her third ability. The third ability slot goes and puts evasion down. And I also put Emperor Palpatine, Papa Palpatine, in there. So when he used his stun ability, he had a good chance of stunning 4 or 5 people. And then I also threw in Han. So his basic attack was doing stun, so he was picking 1 or 2 at a time. Essentially, I was taking care of Relentless Fury, Clumsy, Stunning Tactics all at the same time. So I was able to, in about 3 or 4 battles, clear all 3 of those feats. Suppose you could even get a little bit more creative, and maybe instead of having Bosk, you could have put Darth Maul in the lead with, well, you couldn't because of, they would all have to be Sith, but you could probably put in someone such as R2-D2 and get the stealth up there. So you could have probably taken on all 4 of them if you wanted to. So Sector 1 with Snoopy for Prez's suggestion took out 3 or 4 feats. This one took out 3 or 4 feats. Sector 2, going against this zombie, you can kick out 3 or 4 feats, especially you can start piling on some of the global feats in there. And so things start to look a little easier. Night Sisters, I don't have a very good squad for Night Sisters, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get that feat. I'll keep trying it. Incapacitating Strikes, I'm going to go and get that one completed. I just need to go and figure out the best way of using Grandmaster Yoda and just have him continuing to do his basic attacks. So I'll probably do like a Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Squad, pass it over to Grandmaster Yoda over and over again, set up my discs so he doesn't do so much damage and kills people, or kills the enemies. And I should be able to get that one finished. I was able to do all the feats for Sector 2. The critical one, I accidentally got done. So with the squad that I told you, Grandmaster Luke, or Jedi Master Luke, Kenobi, Hermit Yoda, Jedi Training Rey, and Cat. I just kept passing the turn to Cat and Jedi Training Rey, and they were able to get 20 crits in a row. So between those two, I was able to get that one done. So I wasn't paying attention to their crits, it just happened. Sector 3, as you can tell, just got done talking about them. And I still need to go back in there. It's a stamina thing, because I'll have to go in with Darth Vader's led squad to help with getting the turn meter reduction because of his lead. Him and Moff Gideon should take care of that. Plus, then I just get my Jedi squad back up to speed, throw in Mace, and I should be able to finish that one off pretty easily. So here's Sector 4 I'm working on. I've pretty much finished the evasion movement. I believe that's from Han. And that was just incidental. I have a lot of work to do here. I'll look at these ones to clean up. I'm still wondering what I'm going to get for the last few data discs, which brings me to the point. I was able to land Deadly Catalyst, and that has made things so much easier because I've been putting various offense up, damage up type of discs in there. I know it's 4 dots, but it gives you such a huge boost, and I feel like it's economical because you take out a bunch of other discs that were 2 dots for the price of 4. So at the end, I think this is cheaper than what I would have had to put in for discs to get something of this similar effect. And then here I am in Sector 5, about halfway through the enemies part. Flawless victories, that should come around. Haven't tried my geos yet. Bad Batch I'll have to work on, and then see how Deathmark works this time, now that you're supposed to be able to use Darth Revan and Death Trooper to get the death marks up. So we'll see how that goes. Days I haven't even looked at it. I've just been trying to push through to see if I can get through the sector and see what I have left for discs back here. So potentially 2 or 3, depends on what I get here. So for the frenzy tech, I was in a position where it was a node where I have the choice between discs or a scavenger, and the initial frenzy tech consumable was in there. Normally I just take a look at the data discs and whatever is the best I grab and run, but for whatever reason I took a look at the scavenger, and I'm glad I did, because that made that one feat and a bunch of other ones all tied together and worked out beautifully. So keep an eye on some of these scavengers if they're in line with data disc, because it might be worth taking a look at, especially if the data discs are not going to play out to be something really huge. That's where I'm at. Hopefully you're having as much success as I am, but things are starting to go the right way after the over prepared and that data disc, the Deadly Catalyst. As you can see, I'm at 367 out of what we need for 645. So I'm 8 keys away from hard 4. All right. Take care.